60. So I was hoping at least I could share some of my experiences. And today I'd like to give you a tour of my gym and my fridge and show you what I'm doing now to get ship shape for our next tour, which is coming up in 2 weeks. We're going to be going the northern Atlantic route. We're going to be going to New Brunswick and Iceland and Ireland and UK and Paris. And it's a 13-day repositioning cruise. Should be a great time. Hey, and speaking of the channel, for those of you that just kind of stumbled upon this video, kind of like what I do, just kind of click through and find topics that I like. If you stumbled on this, and maybe you were looking for, fitness ideas, maybe you were looking for life after 60, whatever it is. If you want to check out what we're doing and what we do, I've got over 100 videos on my channel called QuantumFly. Started off as an aviation channel, and you can just click this right here. You can subscribe, like, and more importantly, because I don't post that often, I might post once, twice a month. I'm not like, these industrial YouTubers. This is what they do for a job. If you ring that bell, it'll just notify you when my next video drops. And that's going to be real important because coming up 13 days on the Norwegian Prima for our European cruise. Help out the channel, like, subscribe, ring the bell, and you'll be notified when the next video drops. And more importantly, because it's going to take some time to produce those things when they drop. So you'll get a notification. Hey, appreciate you watching. But today, let's talk about life and your health after 60. Come on in. Okay, so let's start with the refrigerator, because at the end of the day, this is where you make or break your fitness routine. You can see here we got a series of meats. Just made some pulled pork. You can see up there, we got some beef broth here. Beef broth is really good when you're on a keto diet. If you need something, particularly if you're doing like a fast, this is legal for like 24, 36 hour fast. Of course, we've got a protein, can you do without? Got to have your protein. Your protein is helpful to feed those muscles because at my age, it's important to keep them fit and to work them out. And recovery requires protein. And of course, a lot of meat as well. Great little snacks, sugar-free snacks, things like pudding. And again, on a fast, Jell-O. Jell-O's legal for a fast, so we've got that. Let's see what else we got. We got cottage cheese. Again, think keto. Cheeses are just perfectly fine. And believe me, I love cheese. I've got my shredded cheese. I've got my provolone cheese. And I've got my Swiss cheese. Oh, and right here at the bottom, even have the mozzarella. Great for keto. Of course, eggs, proteins. See, we got plenty of eggs here. And then we are very fresh food forward. So try to keep fresh carrots, and cucumbers, and cabbage and slaw and that kind of thing to munch on. And generally speaking, you're not going to see a lot of processed stuff in my fridge. It is kind of starting to thin out because we are getting ready for our cruise, but that's fridge number one. That fridge really doesn't hold a lot. So let's go out to the garage. And here we have fridge number two. And in fridge number two, of course, you got your spring mix, right? Salads. Now these sodas were from a party. Those are not ours. So these are full sugar Coke. I don't drink those, but my kids and my grandkids too, so they're in there for them. Every once in a while I gotta have a beer if I'm on a cheat day, but low carb is always the best option. I mentioned eggs. Yes, we have eggs in the other fridge. We buy them from Costco. We buy them in bulk, so 5 dozen eggs. We go through a lot of eggs. And of course, my wife really loves these 15-gram protein yogurts. Very, very low sugar, very, very few carbs, and high protein content. So those are really good for that. And of course, your Sprite. Again, those are for the kids. More yogurt here, and then here you go. There's all the rest of our fresh vegetables. The best place to shop in the grocery store, let me give you a secret. Stick with the perimeter. Stay out of the middle. That's where this stuff is. And that'll keep you going. Of course, we have plenty of water down there. And then on the frozen side, lots of meats. I like my sausage, but mainly the basics. Meats, every once in a while, you'll have stuff like this. It's in there for, special nights, right? Because I do have the lasagna down here and breadsticks. That's going to be a cheat night, but mostly what I love to make, pulled pork. I just go get the Costco tenderloin, and of course we got pork chops here. We got chicken. We've got grass-fed beef. We've got beef patties. I've got sirloins that when I buy them from Costco, I shrink wrap them so that they'll stay in the freezer for months and months until I want to eat them. So let's put that up there. And of course, like I said, real important, grass-fed is really good for you. So we try to get a 85-15 grass-fed beef. Of course, we are big vegetable eaters, so frozen vegetables. You don't see a lot of junk in here. I mean, we have our buns in here, so we make burgers and dogs. Buns are down here when we make burgers and dogs for the kids. Actually, there's some buns there. So when we make burgers and dogs for the kids, but mainly what you're going to see here is a lot of this and a lot of this, a lot of veggies. And, you got to do it. When you get to be my age, it's important to eat right. And, because, it's important to exercise, and fitness is important, but diet is even more important than exercise, particularly when you get older and you're not, you don't have the same metabolism you had when you were 18. So eat right, work out, maintain your body. Which brings me to the most important part of your fitness regime, and that of course is the gym. Now you could go to a LA Fitness or 24-hour Fitness or Planet Fitness or whatever the case may be. That's one way to do it. I'm kind of lazy, number one, but more importantly, when I get up in the morning, I do 2 things. The first thing I do is I have my coffee, because I'm sorry, it's my only vice. I've got to have my cup of coffee in the morning. But what I'm finding out online is that coffee actually reduces the secretion of cortisol in your body that evidently happens while you sleep. So supposedly coffee is really good for that. And then right after I have my coffee, early in the morning, I get on the treadmill and I try to do 45 minutes to an hour. 45 minutes if I'm doing a good brisk walk, which is 115, 120 beats per minute on my heart. I'll do 45 minutes, and that'll give me the same caloric burn as doing 1 hour at, say, 95 to 100 beats per minute. So it's important. If you have an Apple Watch, it's real easy to track this, close your rings, do things like that. But consistency is what really makes the difference. Consistency keeps you feeling better. It keeps you more energized during the day. You don't tend to get tired. You can do more. You're up early. You get more work done. So those are really the keys to getting it right when it comes to fitness for the 60-plus-year-old. So let's take a look. Like I said, as soon as I have my coffee, first thing I want to do is I want to go do my treadmill and I want to start my exercise. Because if I have to get in the car and I got to drive 15 minutes up the road and I got to put all my stuff in a locker and then I got to get all ready, it's just, for me, it just didn't work out. So we created our own gym, and let me show you what we got in there. Okay, let's start with the Center 3. And the Center 3 was acquired at Costco. Very cost-effective gym. Here's what I love about this gym. All the weights are built in. And it has both two sides of these pulleys, and they're easily adjustable right there. And more importantly, you get a number there, so I know that's on 35. And I'll just, whoops, set that to 35, so now they're both the same. So I can do one side, you can do two sides. If you want to do chest, you can do bench, still has the bar. So you just release it here, and then it drops down. And you notice how it just kind of slots into these. This is what allows you to adjust. You push it, push, and that's how you adjust. So super easy to adjust, especially if you're in the middle of a workout. So I use this in a variety of different ways. I can do, of course, a conventional chest press. I can do a chest pull on the pulleys. I can do just pull-ups if I want. I can do, I'll put these handles on here and actually put the deck, I'll raise up the deck here with that step up, and actually I can do basically leg presses. You're holding these and you're doing your leg press. As I said, everything from a workout perspective, I usually do chest one day, I'll do back, I'll do shoulders and arms, do core, and then I'll also do legs, and then I'll actually do back, like a lower back, mid back, and break it up into like 4-day workouts. Every day I get on my treadmill. Treadmill is very convenient because I can just step right up here. Got my TV all set up. So it's real easy. Come in here, watch my news in the morning, do my 45 minutes to an hour on the treadmill. Got a full set of both small dumbbells here. These are good for side arm raises, things like that. My wife has various kettlebells. We've got free barbell weights. You can see out here, she didn't put her weights away. They're supposed to be here. So we'll yell at her for that. We got our big old 14-pound medicine ball right here. And then of course I've got these Bowflex style dumbbell set. Those go up to 52.5 pounds a piece. Plenty of weight for me. And then last but not least, the Bowflex. And what the Bowflex is great for is it's so flexible. There's a lot of things you can do. You can see here I've got actually the bench, or excuse me, the leg press set up. Then I can just take this chair off like that, and then I can move this back, this forward, lock it in like that, and now you've got leg lift here. Do your leg lifts there. You got to change the cables, so I've got a system setup. And of course you add your weights here. These are resistance weights. And you do all your leg, upper body, some arms. These fully move all the way up and down like that. You can see I've already got the handles on here. It's a really versatile machine. So really there's very little between the floor work, the dumbbell work, the barbell work, all the other devices. Of course, we've got our cardio, we've got our full, call it a Smith style machine here with all the different connections, like tricep pull down, push down. This is a curling bar on here. This is actually a strap you can strap on if you want to do your leg presses that way. You can put it over your shoulder. So a really cool deal. I think I'm gonna say it was under 2,000 bucks at Costco. So you just can't beat the deal. And so that is my gym and my fridge and what I'm doing to try to stay fit, active, healthy at over 60 years of age. Thanks for checking out the video. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Have a great day.